Alrighty, guys. So as you guys know, we were looking at Netflix as the catalyst for this week. Netflix right now is up 19%. It just posted great earnings. I didn't check anything yet because I was just doing this, but the stock is popping up 19%. I told you guys that was going to be the catalyst. What you see here in the purple area, this is the stock's after market hours. And I told you guys whatever Netflix was going to do, that was what the market was going to do. That was the catalyst. Now you could see here's Amazon after hours. It closed at 1820. It's now at 1842. It's soaring. Let's take a look at Google. Google after market hours soaring. Look at that candle there. Look at that big green candle from all the way from 1129 up to 1137. Let's take a look at Salesforce. We have a trade, an official trade in Salesforce. Look at that pop there. Look at that pop from 147.43 all the way up to 148. Let's take a look at Visa. I told you guys this is going to be catalyst. You're going to see pops all over the place. Visa is not as common traded stock. Let's take a look at Microsoft. We're not trading that, but you should see a pop on Microsoft here as well, which you do. Here's the purple after market hours here. You see a pop from 110.60 all the way up to 111.39. All right, guys, so now let's take a look at Qs. What did I tell you guys? After market hours, that was going to be the catalyst. As you can see, Qs are shooting higher. This is telling me, guys, tomorrow, rest of the week, markets are going to hit our targets. Let's take a look at Salesforce now, and let's take a look at our targets. Let me get rid of extended hours. Let me go back here to the 6 month. I deleted my studies. But as you guys know, Salesforce, actually, hold on. I have them right here that I was going to go over with you guys. So let's take a look. First off, let's look at TXT. Okay, because that's the first one I have here. This is from October 15th. You've seen we had a base form here, $65 a share. We had a nice consolidation between 67.50 all the way down to 65. 65 was our base. You could have entered into that trade. Like I said, though, TXT has earnings on the 18th. Today's the 16th. If you got in yesterday, as I told members, you could sell before earnings, but going into earnings is very high risk. So let's take a look. This was from the 15th, TXT. You guys know, once you have the base there, first green candle is your entry. There's your entry, and the stock, let's see what it did now. So that's from the 15th. Let's take a look now at today's chart. Here's today's chart of TXT. Take a look at the difference. Here it is, same thing. You know, there was our entry, the first green candle above the base. We got our entry yesterday. Stock soaring higher today. It's almost at the target. But like I said, this is high risk. TXT has earnings on the 18th. So that one's one you have to be more careful with. All right, so that's TXT. Now let's take a look at, I don't know which ones are here. Okay, so first, let's take a look at, I think this is Salesforce here. Here we go. Here's Salesforce, guys. Same thing. We had the base, you know, the next green candle, or like I said here, the green candle tomorrow is a confirmation of an entry. This is a hook pattern. Previously, it was a breakout momentum. See how it was bouncing off the SMAs. It's easily tradable once you have a breakout momentum. Now we had a hook pattern form. We had the base. Let's take a look at what Salesforce did now. Here's Salesforce today. And I gave Salesforce, this chart was from the 11th here. And then here we go. Here's Salesforce again. Our entry is the first green candle above the base. Here's our green candle. That's our entry. Guys, please mute your microphones. I could hear you, and if I continue to hear that, it's not going to be good. So let's get this going here. So let's see. The entry was the first green candle above the base. There's our entry. Our target 150 to 155, Salesforce. As you guys could see now, Salesforce was 146.46 here. If you guys look now at Salesforce, here it is right now. It's at 149. It just got a huge pop after market hours here because of that catalyst from Netflix. Let's go to today's chart. So you see it ended the day at 147.61, right? Or no, yeah, that's right, 1600. Okay, now let's see what it did after market hours. Boom! Look at that. It went from 147 all the way up to 149. It actually went up higher than that. But guys, this is what I'm talking about. So as you see, and if you look at my videos from this entire week, I told you guys that Netflix, if it had a good earnings, that was going to be our catalyst to reach our target profit areas this week. So again, let's take a look. Here is Salesforce. Or I'm sorry, here's Costco. You want to take a look at Costco now? Let me see. What's this one here? Okay, so here's the Salesforce. Salesforce is going to hit our target this week. There's no question about that. And we entered way down here at what, 142? So 150 to 155 with options. You guys seen how I was up already 30% today, and that was a few hours ago. Tomorrow I'm going to be up closer to 70 to 100%. And it was simple, guys. We're following these patterns. So there's Salesforce. Now let's take a look at Costco. Costco's been a great trade for us. Beautifully engineered trade here. So here's Costco when we first looked at it. Make it a little bigger here so you're not seeing the other ones. So Costco, as you can see here, we had the base. We had the large drop, and then we had the base. Our target was 230. See here? It says, seems so far we have a base of hook at 220 a share. That's correct. Target profit area is 229 to 230 for a quick swing trade on confirmation. And this was on October 8th, just 8 days ago. And the stock was at 224 then. Now let's take a look. And here was the trade that we made. The 220 strike calls for November 16th at 8:05 a contract. Now let's take a look at Costco. Here's Costco now. Look at that. So here was our entry. The day after, you see how I have the entry? The day after the base is formed and then the green candle. So we had the base, the two candles, the next green candle's entry, and then our target. It's that simple. You see here. So here is when I said, guys, and it's right on this chart. See right here, it says possible hook pattern. Green candle tomorrow would be entry. It's right here. See, possible hook. Green candle tomorrow would be entry. So here was our entry on that day. And now Costco, 227.53 when I took this picture. Let's take a look at it now. I got too many charts in the background. That's going to hit our target this week. So Costco was a perfect hook pattern. You see how you have the shaft, the drop here, the base, and then the hook. And that, guys, is a huge percent return when trading a stock like Costco that has low implied volatility and options are relatively cheap. So that was Costco. Now let's take a look. What other ones do I have here? What's this one here? Visa. Alrighty, guys, let's take a look at Visa. Here was the chart on Visa, guys. I said, waiting for base to finish. So this was intraday here. I said our next green candle is our entry. So this is our entry right here, this green candle. Okay, this is an easy stock to chart. If you could see here, we had a breakout momentum, and then it turned into a hook. And these are things you have to watch for and easily identify. Now, you see here, breakout momentum, there's a certain way to trade it. Just like with a hook pattern, there's a different way to trade hook patterns. And once you understand this, which is what we teach at TSE, we give you guys detailed charts like this. This is what you follow for huge, massive returns. This is how you grow your account. You have to have a trade plan. You have to have disciplined patience. You can't overtrade. Just like I'm going for my private pilot license right now. And I shared this in the trade room at Santa Rally Exchange. Just like when you're flying, before you enter into the plane, you're checking around the plane, you're checking the ailerons, the rudders, you're checking the flaps, you're checking the wheels, you're checking the landing gear, you're checking the propeller, you're checking the fuel, and you're doing all these pre-flight checklists before you even enter into the plane. Once you enter into the plane, then I have to do my pre-engine start checklist. And that's looking at all the gauges. Just like with trading, guys, before you enter a trade, you have to look and see if there's anything happening with that stock. Is there any news? Is there any earnings? Is there any events? Is there any dividends that are coming up that may affect that trade? And if it is, you abort the trade or you take cautions and proceed with an addition onto that type of trade plan. And you have to understand that if you enter into something that has a news event or catalyst, that's going to be a higher risk trade. Just like I told members this week, I said Netflix was going to be the catalyst. I said if Netflix did well, our trades are going to reach their target likely this week or next week. If not, if Netflix missed, then either A, we were going to have that stop loss hit, or it was going to take a little bit longer for our trades to mature and to have profit. But so here was Visa. Now let's take a look. That's when we entered Visa, or when you could have entered Visa, when I told members. And now let's take a look at Visa now. Here is Visa now. I even upgraded the target a little bit. The previous target was 143 to 145. I think she's going much higher. You could go with the November 16th monthly expo. So look at here was our entry, guys. And if you look on this chart, you could see this was our entry. This is when I made the chart. You see they're at the same levels right here. This was our entry, that exact point right there. And here's the stock now. And here's our target. And once the stock reaches our target, we take our profits. Our exit is simple, guys. On a hook pattern, your exit is a close below the base. Or if you're looking at the candles here, I was going over this with members. See how the body of the candles within the wick and the body of the previous candle here? And now if this candle here, if this big red candle dropped down to, let's say, 135, that to me, I would have exited that trade before it even hit the base. I would have exited that trade because it went and dropped below the previous candle's low by so much. So there's so many details that we're teaching at TSE that you have to be able to watch for and manage. And like I said, it's as simple as following the charts. We're in the trade room all day, every day, and we're here to help you. So here is an example of breakout momentum. You have the big breakout. This is the wave higher, and then you have the consolidation. You have the breakout, wave higher, and then consolidation. Breakout, wave higher, consolidation. Breakout, wave higher, and then it consolidated and continued to sell off, forming that hook pattern. This is the shaft of the hook, and then we got our base of the hook, and now we have our rebound and our target. And it's that simple, guys. You follow these patterns, you can make substantial returns. Let's see if I have any other charts here to go over. Nope, I don't think so. So if you guys have any questions, let me see here on the chat. All right, guys, do you have any questions here? I have to leave for my flight now. If you guys have questions, please let me know, because I'm also going to edit this and post it on YouTube. This is a great class we went over. And guys, just like I said here, Amazon, look at Salesforce. So this is Salesforce you see right now. Look at the candles and look at the pattern. See how we have the drop, this candle here, and then these three. Now let's take a look at Amazon. Same thing. Look at, we had the drop, we had that candle, and the three. Let's take a look at Google. Same thing, guys. Look at this. The drop, that candle, and the three candles here. Google's even breaking out much more because that's part of tech. That's the catalyst from Netflix. And I told you guys this, that if Netflix had good earnings, which is currently up 18%. If it had good earnings, that was going to propel tech and Qs higher. Let's take a look at QQQ and DIA, Diamond ETF. Here is another perfect hook pattern, guys, and it's right up to the target right now. The target on this would be 179 to 182. So it's in the beginning part of the target phase. You had the same thing, just like before with Salesforce, Amazon, Google. You had the drop, you had this candle here, and then these three are alike. They're similar. That tells me they're all trading alike. It's market-driven. It's waiting for news, and you're missing out on huge returns if you're not trading this. Diamond ETF. Here's a perfect example. Here is the target. 260. If you entered into some calls right now, that's a 210-point move higher you're looking for the Dow. I would do next week's expo, possibly this week's, and once it got to 260, I would take my profits on those regular calls and go back and be over. Here, you could have had the entry once you got higher here. Just like I said, if you follow the system, you would have had entry on this candle here because it was higher than the previous day at one point, so that would have been your entry at around 254, and now it's at 258. That's a 400-point rise from your entry on that base. So here's the base right here at 250. Here's the shaft. 50% from the base to the top of the shaft there before the drop is right around 259 to 260. That's the beginning part of the target, and then the upper end of the target I would have put at around 263 if I was going with a further out expo. If it was a weekly expo, I'd be having 260 as the target. If it was November, I'd be having 262 to 263 as the target. So it's really great, guys. Also, let's take a look at Brazilian stocks. This is something else I've been talking to you guys about. Brazilian stocks are up 14% today. BRZU's up 10%. EWZ up 4%. I've been telling you guys, you can't let noise interfere with you. Just like these chart patterns that we trade at Santarelli Exchange, it's simple. Even though you may have a down day, a red candle, and you're into that trade, it does not matter. That's noise. You have specific stops, entries, and targets. Unless that stop is hit, then you're still in the trade, and you're not worrying about intraday noise, intraday market moves. Once that target's hit, you take your profits. You're not going to be greedy. You're not going to say, oh, I only have 100% return right now. I still feel it's going higher. I'm going to wait for a 200% return. You don't do that. Once it hits your target, there's specific reasons why we have that target. Once that's hit, you exit the trade. And just like the stop, if it hits your stop, you're out of the trade and you're taking a small loss because the stop is so tight from that base and where you're entering that it would be a minimal loss if it did go against you. But as you can see, guys, every single chart we went over for the past week is higher than where it was. Even people were saying, oh, how could you be going long this market when, the market's tanking? This is why. Let me show you this. This is when you have to worry. And I went over this in yesterday's video, yesterday's class. Let's take a look. So, QQQ. Is this the one that I wanted? Or no, it was Amazon, I believe. Here we go. Let's take a look at Amazon, for example. So just like when you have a breakout here, notice these candles. That the body of the candles, when you're climbing, when you're in that next wave higher, the body is above the previous candle's body. So as you can see here, when you climb and you have that wave higher, the body of that candle is above the previous day's body. That's a sign that that stock is breaking out, it has momentum, and it's going to continue to climb. Now, just the opposite is true when a stock drops. When you see a stock dropping, this is why we had the definitive stop on Amazon, which I'm going to put on here for the edited version I'm going to be putting on YouTube. But as you can see here, when a stock drops, you're seeing that body of that candle below the previous body. Okay, so same thing when you're rising, that green candle, the body's above the previous candle. Same thing when dropping, the body is below the previous candle. That sign of continued selling pressure and a continued drop. Once you have that base support and that consolidation, that's when you're looking to enter, and that's when you're trading. That's what good risk management, trade management, portfolio management is, and that's what we teach at the Santarelli Exchange. So if you'd like to sign up and join us, come to SantarelliExchange.com, use promo code Brazil, and you guys can join us in the live trade room starting tomorrow or whenever you are. Everything's archived in the trade room, so you could go back 3 months from now and see everything that's in the trade room. And I post a lot of great educational content in the trade room each day, and then you also get email, text alerts of any trades, and we have weekly classes. We've been doing actually daily classes lately. And there's so many great traders at the Santarelli Exchange. You could come join our great team of traders. We have over 1,300 members. Actually, we just reached our 1,400. So if you guys would like to come join us, the SantarelliExchange.com, promo code Brazil. Like I said, guys, Netflix up 17%. I've been telling you guys that Netflix was going to be the catalyst for the markets. That's going well. So I expect now that our trades that I've been sharing charts of every day for the past week and a half, they're going to hit our targets this week, possibly next week. I think this week, though. So it's a great week, guys. Our charts did great. I've been sharing them in all Facebook groups because I've seen the opportunity in the markets here, and I wanted everyone to take advantage of it. If you took advantage of those charts, you made some damn good profits. Congratulations. Now you can come join us at TSE. Thanks, guys. I have to head out for a flight now. As you guys know, I'm getting my private pilot's license. I've been flying, and I'm actually going right now to do some flying. So I'm actually going to be doing a night flight tonight. I'm doing my first night flight, so that's going to be a little scary, but I love it, guys. So I'm heading out now. I have an appointment at 5 with the flight instructor, so I will see you guys tomorrow in the trade room. Like I said, guys, sign up now, SantarelliExchange.com, promo code Brazil. And, guys, if you've been following our charts that I've been sharing in all the Facebook groups, all over social media, it was easy money to be made. Netflix was the catalyst. Big thumbs up. Brazil is soaring. Medical marijuana stocks that have been going over for 2 months now. It's getting approved federally, so they're going to continue to climb. Everything we've been going over has been doing great, guys. So if you'd like to come join us, come join us. If you have any questions, comment below. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Santarelli Exchange. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up on the short videos that we have on there. You can see our teaching styles, how we teach at TSE, and just be prepared to learn and possibly earn, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, and good night. God bless. Take care.